also give me some comments, that would be great. Let's see here. Just remember, everybody, that if you're coming on to get some coaching today, that this is public. It goes out to live streaming, so, be conscientious about what you're saying. I have never had any coaching not turn out to be really wonderful, and I don't really let people, beat other people up in my coaching calls and that kind of thing. So we're not here to badmouth people. We're here to make life much more beautiful and happy. If you would like to chat, I just want to let you know that you can chat here on YouTube. If you're on YouTube right now, you are welcome to chat, and I can see your chats inside of the chat room. And we're going to go ahead and just dive in. This is a pure coaching show. I do a little bit of teaching here and there, but if you really want to learn more about what I'm doing, go to fearfreemindexperience.com, fearfreemindexperience.com, and there you will learn about your internal guidance system, how to be a part of what we're doing here today. First person we have today welcome back, is Sky. Hi, Sky.
Hey, hello. Can you hear me?
I can. Welcome back.
Thank you so much.
Yes, hello. So how are you doing? What can we do for you today?
So I had a follow-up question.
Yeah.
And it's an embarrassing one, but nonetheless, I know we're live and on, broadcast. But
there's no such thing. Go ahead.
Well, okay. 6 months ago, I got scammed. I thought I was joining an online job.
Okay.
And I got ripped off. And I lost quite a bit of savings at a time when I can't afford to lose any because of my rental properties being having some vacancies. And I thought I'd learned my lesson. And then on Monday, I had a call on the phone from somebody who knew my name, but I didn't know who they were. And he said, you've lost, or you have a Bitcoin account that is frozen, and we can help you access your funds. And I was on the phone with him for 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah.
And I gave him the whole spiel about how I didn't trust him. And he kept lying and saying, no. I'm a Greek boy. I come from a good family. You're going to owe me an apology. I'm not, here to rip you off. And then I lost an additional sum, a smaller sum of money.
Well, my question is, why did you keep going with the person?
That's the question I asked myself after. But why was I not asking myself that at the time?
Yeah, now that's what I'm asking. I mean, that's really kind of it. I can tell you right now, anyone who tries to contact you online, no one's going to call you. No banks, no Bitcoin people, nobody with your wallet, none of that. And so the thing is that with your internal guidance system, you will get an opening or a sense of knowing if the situation that you're in is wrong, is not right. We have the opposite. We think that when we have a gut feeling about something, right, that we feel the closing. We feel sick to our stomach. We feel a tightness, right? We feel a lump in our throat. We feel icky inside. When we have a gut feeling, we even say it. We say, I have a bad feeling about that guy. The opposite is true. When you are certain, where you feel certain, like this isn't right, something's wrong here. Now they can talk you into it, and then you'll feel the sick feeling. The more that you think that you can trust them, if you can't, then you'll get the closing feeling, then you'll get the tightness in your chest, right? The anxiety, right? And I'm sure as you were talking for that period of time, you had anxiety, which is why you kept saying, I really don't trust you. I really don't trust you, right?
I even said to him, I have a sick feeling.
Yeah. And so the thing is at that point, I would have gotten off the phone. And I just want to let you know, no one is going to contact you via email or on the phone. Usually it'll come through the mail. If you do get an email, they'll have you call in somewhere. And even then, you can't necessarily trust it because they make these fake accounts. Okay, they have call services, like literally have call services overseas in various countries where They know exactly what to say and do to get the information. And so my recommendation is don't do anything, don't give away any information over the phone or via an email situation. Even the IRS, it doesn't matter, anybody that you think is like threatening you, okay, about it, right? They're going to continue to threaten you. You'll get more and more, it'll escalate into more and more mail. The third chance, last chance, mail. You'll get mail from the IRS, right? Or mail from a situation like that. Not a phone call.
The first time I was ripped off, it was through text.
Yeah.
And this one, because they knew my name, I'm not sure why, but I let my guard down. I don't understand why I did that. Because I'm not like that usually.
Yeah. I'm not sure either why that was a particular choice that you made, okay? But what I can say, especially with people who are psychics, FYI, if you give a psychic your name and your birthday, they can find out what your mother's name was, what your mother's maiden name was. They can go through 23andMe. They can research people through 23andMe and get all your family history. So when they say, oh, you have an Aunt Sarah who's coming through, well, they know that Aunt Sarah lived in Kansas, and in Kansas she had a brother. They can tell that she had a baby who died when the baby was 3 or 4 years old. You know, like seriously, there is so much information. They can tell you what house you lived in, what was going on during that time period in that town. Like if you're from a small town. Now with Facebook, they can even tell you the name of your pets. Okay, so I had a person who contacted me and they said, oh, I wanted to talk to my dad, so I went to a medium. And at the end of the call, the medium said, do you know someone named Zen? And she said, yes. She goes, well, her brother has a message for her. So I was like, that's interesting. So she called me and said, I don't know what you want to do with this, but so I talked to my husband, who ends up being a detective in law enforcement, and we went through and looked online, and yeah, sure enough, on Facebook, 10 years ago when my brother died, there was me posting about it, and so he was looking for a new client, and then I call because it came through a friend of mine, which is happening really a lot now. It came through a friend of mine. I'm going to even put my guard down even more. And so I decided not to do that. And the interesting thing is that person is still getting text messages from the medium, here and there, trying to drum up more business. So we have to be really protective of our information and who we are, and just immediately assume, like if there's a problem with your Bitcoin account, then you say, well, if you have my name, you have my address, send me a letter and I'll get back to you.
Exactly.
If you have my name, you have my address, right? Or my secure email, and just even say that. Or you should have my super highly secure email that's attached to this account. You can send me an email there.
But he already was. He was emailing me and on the phone.
Don't do anything over the phone. That's my whole point. They will never call you. You will not get a call. You will get a piece of mail. Okay?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, yeah.
Even Google says, we will not send you an email. They're not going to send you an email. Okay? They'll send you into your account to sign into your account to get a message inside of your account. The email will say, sign into your account to get the secure notification that we have on file for you. And then you can sign into your Gmail account, and through Google, you'll then get a message. Do you see what I'm saying? Or your bank will say, we have a private email message for you inside of your account. Sign into your bank account to get the private message. Because they're trying really hard to stop these phishing. It's called phishing, phishing. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sweetheart.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it made me feel like, wow, I've been working so hard at trying to listen to my IGS, and I actually took a pause while I was on the phone with him to feel what I felt. And I thought that it was open.
It's too much. So here's the thing. People like that, and even people in my industry, personal development industry, okay? It's your internal guidance system is gauging every thought you have. You can't just sit and ask a question because it's giving you guidance on all of your thinking. Because everything that you think is what's creating your life, and everything you think is coming from your history. It's not coming from a real-time experience that you're in. All right, and so you can't just sit there and have one single thought. Right? As you're sitting there trying to say, is this something that I should be giving? Should I be giving this information to this person? So there's a question, right? You've got his tone of voice, him trying to convince you, him scaring you about the ramifications if you don't work with him, right? He's saying, how would I know this? How would I know that? He's pumping information into you to make, and all of these thoughts, your IGS is giving you information on, okay? One of the reasons why in my industry, the personal development industry, why there is a lot of returns. I don't have refunds very often for my courses because I don't teach this way and I don't enroll people this way. But they'll get you into this big hyped up free event, okay? And they'll have 5,000 people at this hotel event for 3 days, and then they'll sell you into a $30,000 program at the end of it because they've hyped you up so much about the possibility of your future that you're open about buying the program. You're actually not open necessarily about buying the program. You're open about the beauty of your future being a particular way. They'll even have you do vision boards. They'll have you journal about your future. They'll have you really tap into your future. All of that's opening. Once you tap into your right future, that's going to open you. Then they'll bring the program in, and then for, $180,000, they'll discount it to $30,000. So you're like, you're getting such a good deal. And then they'll start telling you how you're not enrolled in your future if you don't spend this money. How you don't really care about yourself. How you're not committed to being a success. Then the shame comes in.
Yes.
Right? And shame feels bad. That's closing, because all those thoughts about you not being committed to your future is closing. It's not true you're not committed to your future. But they bring you into that, and then they bring you back into think about that future again. You think about the future and you feel good again. And they're like, we're going to walk you through it. And it's this whole thing. I mean, it's very psychological. They use NLP. They use all these different things. Okay? And so the key is if anybody who tries to rush you into anything, no. If you don't have time to think about something, it's not the right thing for you. No one needs to push you into something. Now, I do use techniques where I do have end dates for sales, because there are people that need to be pushed into, making the decision, otherwise they won't make a decision. But it's not the same thing as you'll never have this opportunity ever again.
Right.
It's not the same thing as if you don't do this, then you really aren't committed to who you are as a being. If you don't do this, then you're stupid. I mean, I've seen people actually say horrible things to their audience.
Wow, that's so evil,
wrong.
Really.
It's wrong.
Yeah. Unethical.
No. Exactly, which is why I'm not a multi-millionaire. But, years ago I chose not to do that.
Good for you.
So be aware, and you shouldn't be rushed. There shouldn't be anything where you have to handle it immediately right this second. There shouldn't be any reason why you can't get the person's name and their extension number, and then do not call a number they give you, because they'll answer the phone, hey, yeah, this is Wells Fargo. No. What you do is you call Wells Fargo and you say, I was just on the phone with somebody named Ryan, and he's at this number, he's getting this extension for this department, and they'll say, we don't call people. That's not us. There's no one that would have called you. So,
yeah.
And especially if they're trying to give you a pie in the sky thing where, I can get you $10,000, but you have to pay $150, wire it to me so that we can pay for the transaction fees to get the wire out. No, that's a lie. All right? I know people have been taken for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Wow.
Literally bankrupted their family, working with, what's that country in Africa? Nigeria. Working with Nigerians, supposedly getting gold out of the country, and after, 5 years, they just can't stop. Well, it's only $5,000 more, it's only $8,000 more. This time it's real, it's only $30,000 more. And it's coming, and it'll be $7 million, and all your money will be repaid. It's a real thing, and they use psychology on us.
Yeah, they do. So after that happens to somebody, or like me and anyone else, how do I correct my thinking about myself? Because I was really angry with myself as well as with that dude.
Yeah. So, number one, let's go ahead and look at it right now. Okay? Hold the thought, I am stupid. I'm foolish. Open, close, or neutral.
Closed.
It's not true. You're not foolish. You're not stupid. Now, hold this thought. I prefer to trust people than to not trust people.
Can you repeat that, please?
Yeah, I prefer to trust people versus not trusting people.
Oh yeah, that's open.
And so that's the key. Now, listen, we had your boyfriend, right? When you were looking at hiring people, and you hired a bunch of people that didn't work out, and he would have never hired them because he had some gut instinct. And men do. Men really do. We're supposed to be nurturing and trusting and amazingly open to, nurturing, basically. And men are there to protect and to, keep out the enemy and make sure that nobody hurts the family and all that. So it's a really good thing for you to say, you know what, I don't talk to anybody on the phone like this unless my husband's present. They're going to get off the phone with you right away. And
Oh,
it's
yeah.
okay to be trusting. We don't want to lose and be distrustful. We want to be smart about it, right? And you don't want to lose your capacity to be trusting. But at the same time, you need to be able to check yourself, knowing that you can be too trusting sometimes. But being trusting is not bad. Having smarts about it is what we need to get. You just need to educate yourself. And I'm going to let you know, it's not easy. Okay? They are really slick out there. The fraud that's coming through is super slick.
They're good. They're professional.
Well, think about these men that are out there that marry women and then take all their money and leave them.
Yeah.
How good would they need to be? I had a client, just for a short period of time, she came to heal from this, and I understood, she's just like, but how? We got married. He loved me. How could just the shock, and he was really good. These con artists are really good. They're not normal people. They're not like a normal person. Okay?
No, they're either sociopaths or narcissists.
So that's what you have to know, right? It's not about you being stupid, it's about you not understanding the way the game is played, and that you're trusting. You'd rather trust than not trust. Okay? And these people are good. And so that's another reason why when it comes your way, you say, I know, this isn't the thing I'm good at. I'm not going to talk to you over the phone about this. Send me something in the mail.
So I felt really gullible.
Well, it's probably a little bit, yeah. Check your IGS. I'm a little gullible.
And I felt vulnerable.
Well, you were. Check your IGS right now. I'm vulnerable, I'm gullible, and I'm being a little vulnerable here. You closed on gullible.
Yeah.
You're not gullible. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I did feel a closing.
On gullible. So that's not true. You're not gullible.
When I was 18, I had a boyfriend who kept saying I was gullible.
Well, it's not true. Your idea is closed. So that's not
So then, if I wasn't gullible and I wasn't stupid, what? How do I not blame myself? Especially for attracting it.
Well, as far as the attraction goes, life doesn't happen in a straight line. So this is what I mean by this. It happens in a spiral. Okay? We're either spiraling up or we're on our way spiraling down. But the same lessons come back around each time in different forms. The same relationship lessons. You'll notice throughout your life. And a lot of times we'll get frustrated. Like, I thought I handled this. I thought I was over this one. No. Like, I had issues from my being abused sexually when I was a kid, and I did a lot of work in my 20s because I was getting into a relationship with men, and it was affecting the relationship with men. And then I had to do another round of work around when I was older, in my 30s, when I was looking at getting married with my husband, because now I'm in a totally different thing. And then I had another round of work to do when I had my son, and as he's getting older, noticing, oh my gosh, look how little I was when that happened to me. And there was another round of work around it that needed to be done, right? So as far as someone taking advantage of you, I would say that it's not that it keeps happening over and over, it's that it's a different thing. This one was different. I don't know what they said to you on the phone to convince you, but it took them 2 hours.
And 45 minutes.
That's 3 hours. They wear you down. So that's why you don't stay on the phone with them. Because the longer you stay on the phone, the more information they're gathering about your psychological state. And the more that they're going to be able to play you. You don't stay on the phone. You tell them to send you something in writing. If there's a problem, send it to me in writing. You should have my address. I don't have your address. Well, then you're not the company that I thought you were. Send me something in writing. Well, just give me your address and I'll send you something in writing. No, if you don't have my address, I'm hanging up. And hang up. Hang up. Do not be nice. Okay? There's no problem.
Oh, I will now.
Okay? So, but as far as beating yourself up, right? We already know that you're trusting. And it's okay to be trusting. Okay? Number two, they're slick. They're really good at what they do. They do this for a living. All day long, that person calls people and takes money from them. All day long, they're learning about what's going to work and what's not going to work.
You know what he said to me? He said, oh, I've heard it all. Like, I know what it's like. He says, I know people who have lost their marriages because they lost their funds, and we're here to help restore them. And I said, well, what's the catch? What is in it for you? But somehow, I don't know what happened to my discernment, but it went out the door.
Well, and there's the other piece too, is how much did you like him? How funny was he?
I don't know if it was funny, but he was actually surprised. He surprised me as to how he was able to handle my objections.
Yeah, exactly. Just like a good
and to lie to straight to my ear.
Yes. So that's what you're here to learn. And I would say you're here to learn it on a small amount. Again, you still have a gap in your trust meter. You may have gone through the situation previously, right? But now this situation you lost a lot less, but you have to know. I call these, in our classes that I teach, it's stress themes or stress defenses, right? It's blind spots that we have, we call them yellow yield signs, right? And the key here is you still have a blind spot, and you need to make sure that when it happens again, you're like, oh, this is it. This is the place in my life that I don't do well. I'm not doing it at all. I'm not going to be on the phone with them at all. And I gave you the thing about how to do it. Number one, they're really good. So the only way we're going to talk to you, okay, a real institution, they're going to have you log into their system to get a notification. That's all it'll say. It'll say it'll say you have a notification in your bank. Log in to view it. Okay, that's it. Or they're going to give you something in the mail. Okay, and that's all you have to know. And that's it. Other than that, no. And if it is a real institution and you say no to their face, they're gonna keep coming at you with a piece of mail or an email that makes you log in. It's not like they're gonna ignore it. It's not like they're gonna ask you once, hey, you're behind on your bill. Okay, this is the only time I'm going to talk to you about it. No, they're going to be like, here's your next time, and here's your next time. Okay. But stay with the opening that you're trusting, and there's nothing wrong with that. Okay?
Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah. All right. So, I don't have anybody else. Sky, thank you for being on. I appreciate that. I'm going to do a little quick talk. We've got, I guess that your sound is a little low. I'll try to figure that out in post. But hey,
when I hear the audio, there's a delay on my voice and your voice, which is why I end up pausing a lot. And that was the same issue last time.
Yeah, it's something that I don't have control over, but Unfortunately, this is the best software that I can find, and it's all based on, how your internet is. I'm sure you're on your phone, it looks like, and how my internet is. I've got high-speed internet here at the office, but probably a little bit between the translation of the phone and the software. But great call. Really appreciate that. Thank you for being on.
Oh, I really appreciate your help.
My pleasure. And this time worked better than last time. So at least we got that. We got at least a little better than last time.
Yeah. Sorry, I kept not being able to hear you because I had taken out the earbud, so I had to hold the phone, to my ear, which was ridiculous. But
that's okay. That's okay.
I apologize for the visual.
It's going to be a little clunky here and there. So, all right. Well, thank you very much, Sky.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I will be doing coaching tomorrow at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Pacific Standard Time. If you want to, you can click on the link and come and coach with me. If you're part of my list at fearfreehuman.com, you can get on my email list, and for the month of December I'm doing coaching. You'll get an email anytime I'm about to go with the StreamYard link so that you can join me live and do some coaching. If you have not heard about your internal guidance system, I encourage you to check out my course. It's $97. It's a 14-day video series. And by the end of it, you will be really well versed in being able to use your internal guidance system. The internal guidance system is in your body. It's located between your throat and your upper solar plex area. All day long for your entire life, you have been getting guidance. Anytime you feel a lump in your throat, a tightness in your chest, or a sick feeling in the solar plex area, like a rock or an icky feeling, like a heaviness there, that is guidance that what you're thinking is not true or not going to happen. It sounds like it's very simple, and in general it is, but our thoughts are the things that are crazy. And so what this course does is it teaches you how to connect your mind to the internal guidance system so that you can see which thoughts are actually bringing you away from success and happiness and which thoughts are bringing you towards success and happiness. When you are moving towards success and happiness, you feel it opening, you feel it expanding, you feel a release, you feel a centeredness. And once you get used to feeling the closing and the opening feeling and going back and forth between the two, your life begins to change, because as you move your thinking into opening, your life begins to become incredibly synchronistic and filled with miracles. This is not a woo-woo thing. This is a practical thing that works for everybody. I've worked with over 40,000 people, teaching them how to use this. And once you understand how to do it, you're going to be shocked at how powerful and empowered you feel at your ability to transform your life. Because one time the Dalai Lama was asked, how do we have world peace? And he sat for a very long time thinking about it in front of the audience. And then he finally answered, I don't know, but I know it's an inside job. And what I found in working with all of the people that I've worked with from all over the world, different cultures, different employment, everywhere from homeschool moms to high-level billion-dollar executives and everywhere in between, is that when you learn how to create an openness inside of yourself, when you change your inside, it literally changes the world around you. And I don't mean in some like weird, oh wow, the world changed way. No, I'm like the problem that you were just in transmutes itself into something else. It goes away. It dissolves. It miraculously moves into a new direction, and that problem doesn't exist anymore. And it's truly the way that we're supposed to be operating in the world, is by taking those closing feelings, anxiety, worry, stress, overwhelm, and fear, and then moving our thinking until we feel the release and we know we're back in alignment with the best thing that we could be moving towards in that moment. So my name is Zen Brooke. I love you for being here. Thanks for watching this episode. This is episode 3 of Fear Human Life Coaching. And I will see you again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And I hope you have an amazing evening. Goodbye for now.